Eric to do some different things. We're trying to make it more active, more user friendly. We've talked about integrating some social media. I think also you do some photography work on the side too.
I do, yes.
Taking some pictures, I think, of the show today to put on the website there.
I've taken a couple.
The new
more
website.
to come.
Did you get Jeff's good side?
Yeah, we're gonna. That's a struggle. That's a struggle. We'll work on it.
So Eric, can you tell us your exact title at IT?
Sure. I am the web support specialist for the city, and I work in the technical services division, which is underneath the admin and finance department.
Can you give us a scope of like a ballpark figure of how many, I don't know, websites or pages or there's a ton of different city departments and offshoots that you support. So is there?
Last check, I kind of lost count, to tell you the truth.
A lot would be the answer, right? A lot.
There's hundreds and hundreds of pages and a good majority of websites, including the city's municipal website, the Workforce Central site, the upcoming CMWIB update.
So just the city's website, just the main landing page and its offshoots for the city is quite... Mm-hmm. It's quite detailed.
You have to map that whole thing out,
Yeah, you've got a ton of different departments. You've got a document. Right. Each one has their own special documents, some of which legally have to get out, whether it's, posting of bids or RFPs or whatever. So to have, and then the security of your system has to be, robust enough to deal with everything. So
exactly. I mean, there's different updates to do every day for every department that come in. And it can range from updating a document to completely revamping a department's layout. So,
and then you got those workforce guys always bugging you about workshops. How do we put a comma in here? So, how did you get involved in the work you do? What's your background?
Well, I graduated from UMass Amherst in 2004, and I was actually an art major. So I did everything from drawing, painting, sculpting. And then I kind of got more into graphic design, 3D animation.
I was going to say, did you work with artistics with the digital media as well? Or?
I did, yeah. My concentration was in computer design and photography, and so that's kind of where the photography comes into play. Yeah. And my thesis for my senior year was a 3D animation, and after spending that much time to get that little a couple minutes of a video, I said I can't do this for the rest of my life. Yeah. It's way too tedious. So
we should have used the Walt Disney question.
Yeah, right.
So I definitely took an interest into the web design classes in HTML and focused my...
Let's go back to this thesis thing now. Is that video out there anywhere? Can we see this? Is it on the... It's not on the city's homepage. I'm surprised it's not, like the banner. Click here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there. It may be somewhere on the UMass Amherst side.
Did it involve some sort of wacky character, or was it?
Yeah, it was a little alien kind of lizard-looking guy.
Did you copyright it? You should copyright it.
Well, it's owned by the college, so they have control over.
It's like UMass introduces new logo, right? It's like
a new mascot.
The new mascot,
right.
Yeah. Well,
so then, I focused into more of the graphic design, HTML, web pages, and luckily got into the position that I'm in today. And I started with the city back in 2006.
I imagine you've seen quite a bit of technology change since then. What's been some of the bigger changes that you've seen in the web world?
Well, even when I came in back in 2006, the city's website was done through Front Page, which if anybody knows Microsoft Front Page, it's quite an outdated program to do websites with. So my first main project was to take the municipal website from that layout and kind of convert it to a new content management system, which is, it makes it a lot easier to update content, to change the look of the entire site with a few clicks, and it just looks so much, more.
So is it what type of platform, if you will, is it?
It's an open source content management system. Okay. That there's hundreds of them available, and we did a lot of research for a couple of years before we decided on one, and transitioned everything to there to make it more.
So it sounds like these days there's a lot out there as opposed to just like one or two main.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can tell how little I know about the actual IT workings of a.
Yeah. Wait, there's an internet?
Now, what do you think of those? I mean, you often see for maybe someone out there that's got either a need for maybe a personal page or a a small business or something, you see those ads for like, oh, we can, we'll provide you with, a web platform and hosting.
Like a Vistaprint or something where it's really
I'm thinking,
not
was it
HTML.
GoDaddy or one of
okay,
those like services for small, are those, are those decent for small business? And
depending on what you're looking to do, they can be. Most of them kind of offer really basic beginner stuff as a stripped down model, and then they obviously charge you for more updated looks, or if you want to change the look of a template or the layout of something, you have to actually pay a lot more. So they hook you in by trying to make it sound like it's free or very cheap, but then as you start kind of looking at it,
it adds up. Well, you get what you pay for, I guess.
Exactly.
Medium it is, right? So, and so, with the advent of the new city layout, there's some new elements that, like, I'm thinking, like, since the original one, like, we're adding video to ours.
Even since I started updating everything, social media really has exploded and taken off. So, the city has started to recently take in a lot of the Facebook and Twitter integration into our site. So certain departments have the ability to post what they want on their Facebook page, and then we kind of display and feed that into our site to tie everything together.
Yeah, so we're looking to eventually have some sort of probably more like the LinkedIn, social media and some other things to support our job seekers and support, the work that we're doing as a board. So, and so what about for someone that wants to get, what would you recommend for a young person out there who wants to get into IT? Would you recommend they go to a specific program? Would you recommend that they just do it a lot on their own, or how would they learn about it? What's some thoughts on how a young person might, advance their career in IT?
Sure. Well, there's two different kind of approaches you can take. You can take the traditional approach, which is to get into computer programming, web design straight from the beginning, and then if you have an artistic background or if you're crafty, it can help. Or you can take the approach that I did, and you kind of start with the more graphic design, photography, imagery, and work in the graphic design to computer design more, and HTML layout. So I guess it just kind of depends on what you prefer to do more, and if you just keep doing it and keep practicing, and if you start small, eventually you can just start building up to a larger portfolio.
Yeah, what's the job market like these days? Is it pretty? Are there a lot of jobs out there, and are most of the jobs project based and more like a consultant role, or are they? Is like the full time? Kind of whether it's IT or just web, kind of like web content manager. Sean and I have talked a lot about, that it seems like there's more and more companies that have like a social media manager role. What's kind of like, give us some thoughts on the IT world in general, or?
Well, it's been quite a while since I've kind of looked at the job market in that field since I've had my position, but there are a lot of various types of roles that you can take, and there are some that are just content based, and then there are some that are more coding based, and then there are other jobs that are design based. So those kind of three things combined create a great website. So if you have a little bit of knowledge in each of those areas, then you're going to be ahead of the game. So if you have an artistic background, if you like to do code, and if you can visually lay out a website in your head, or kind of start from a piece of paper and lay it all out, and if you can combine all those things together, you're going to have a pretty good leg up on everybody else that's kind of looking for one specific area in the web design.
Yeah. Are there certain... Oh, go ahead, John.
How do you keep up with all the different changes? Jeff mentioned, just in the past year, that with the addition of social media and video, how do you keep up with all the changes in technology and make sure that City of Worcester is at the forefront?
Well, it's just kind of a matter of, keeping yourself informed, doing a lot of research. I've taken a couple of classes in the past to just kind of learn some new techniques and new industry standards. So the more you can do research and kind of look into things.
There's some... I don't know, newsletters or blogs or anything that you follow that kind of keep you up on the trends? So again, someone maybe young out there or maybe mid-career, someone that wants to kind of get informed about what's happening in the IT world or even just the web design world, is there certain places that you go to for kind of like information about what's new and exciting? And
there's not one in particular that I kind of follow, but I just, I'll go to a lot of websites that are tech related and kind of see what's out there new, or if I find a website that I really like the layout or the design of, I'll kind of look at the source code or find out what programming language they use or different techniques that they've
So you can like kind of backtrack.
Yeah.
And, wow.
So if
You're not hacking people out here.
No,
let's be clear about this.
Right. So I tend to in the city side, I tend to look at a lot of other cities and towns' websites to see what they're keeping up on or what they're doing that's new, and try to see how we can integrate that into the websites that
Is there a
I
super
maintain.
duper city out there that you think, wow, that is the most?
Worcester.
No,
Yeah, the city of Worcester
Other than
one is-
Worcester, what's
It
other
is.
than Worcester? What is there any other
The poster
real
child.
exciting out there?
Well,
Uxbridge.
obviously the larger cities tend to have a lot more involved websites, and they have a lot of new features. So City of Boston, Springfield, any other major city in the area or state capitals, they typically have really good websites that you can look at for new
State
things.
capitals.
Yeah.
So going back to the changes in technology, is there any trends that you're noticing that this is going to be the future of websites? I know one of the things we're talking about with developing our website was a lot of people are moving from traditional blog websites to more like a micro blogging, where it's more just kind of quick things, quick updates on LinkedIn, on Facebook, instead of the traditional longer article blog.
Yeah, it does seem that the traditional blog has kind of taken a backseat to social media more. So the Facebook and LinkedIn has definitely taken over that role. There's a lot of some of the websites. They're kind of they take more of the social media piece and they bring it in. They try to make that their website, and it can work, and sometimes it doesn't, because you're basically looking at a copy of their Facebook page and.
Right.
It's always good to take some of that, but then produce extra content that you need to make it a complete, robust website.
It seems like these days too, there's a lot of content on the internet is now evolving around it's almost like candy. You know what I mean? There's like seven celebrities that, didn't whatever. The 8, we see it in the job world, right? The 8 tips that you should not do when going for an interview, like these lists that are out there. It seems like it's like more and more becoming like a bullet point society. You know what I mean? Like here's a few.
Well, everything's quick, right?
Right. Everything's quick and small. Like the more informed.
Spans.
Yeah, you want to keep your content fresh so that people keep coming back and they have a reason to check it. So if you have content that's been out there for a long time and hasn't been updated, then you're going to lose your viewership. So
you could create a blog like the 8 tips to a great municipal website. We can put it on there. Yeah. Great.
I'll consider that.
You consider that. There we go. We got some content for you, maybe. So, Shauna, I know we've got
another game.
We've got round 2 of our
All
game.
right.
Now there's a lot of pressure on you because James, stepped up.
Yeah.
He stepped up.
So this one's a little bit of a different. This is our traditional game where we have we name a celebrity and we name a couple possible first jobs that they might have held.
Okay.
So this month's celebrity is Ellen DeGeneres. Are you familiar with Ellen?
I am.
So was her first job an oyster shucker, where she opened the shells of oysters with a knife for a local restaurant?
She'd be like doing her dance thing as she does
definitely.
it. Yeah.
Was she a traveling carnival worker? So she traveled around with a carnival and she ran the Maloon dart game.
Oh, I could see that one
Jeff's
too.
favorite. He always gets.
I
the
could
big
see to be like,
prize
come on
that
down,
one.
throw your dart.
Right, she really would sell it.
Yeah.
Or was she an assistant party clown? So she assisted a clown with
not the clown,
the assistant.
The assistant party.
Because it was her first job. I mean, nobody gets the full-time clown.
You're not starting
career ladder there.
I forgot about the pathway for clowns. The clown internship, right?
Assisting almost like a clown apprentice.
That's right.
Assisting a clown with various events like children's parties.
Okay, so those are my 3 options.
So again, we've got oyster shucker, traveling carnival worker, or assistant party clown.
All right. Well, let's see. The previous answer was C, so I'm going to try to eliminate that one.
Wow.
Ooh.
Of the
So we wouldn't go
that are
C, or
left,
would we?
Would we? Are we that lazy?
I can't see anybody having a full-time or part-time job as an oyster shucker, so I'm going to go with B.
It was actually oyster shucker.
Oh.
And she's actually from Louisiana, and she said that you can't live in Louisiana without shucking an oyster.
So there you go. Well, now you know.
Now we know.
Now you know that
Yes.
info.
I think that might be your next post on the
Blog
website.
post.
Like you open up the Worcester City website. Host disgruntled guest says game show question was rigged. Well, thanks for being on. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And we do want to publicly state all the efforts of you and your colleagues over in the city's IT department have been tremendous. All joking aside, we have had, a number of things that we've had to go to you for. The last couple of years, and this redesign of our website is going to be fantastic, and we can't wait for it.
Very excited. Yeah.
And all that guidance on the social media rollout and how that takes place. So we really do appreciate all the support that you're offering to us, and I imagine other divisions and departments that are out there in the city family. So on behalf of them, thank you for all the work you and your colleagues do. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and definitely look forward to having that new rollout.
Hi, this is Barry Sullivan, inviting you to join me for the Sounds of Scotia every Saturday from noon until 2 p.m. for 2 hours of great music from Scotland, Ireland, England, and Wales, right after the 4 Green Fields here on WC.
What do you want to talk about?
A little bit of my buddy that precedes me on Saturday, Barry Sullivan with Sounds of Scotia.
Oh, that sounds like a good program.
Can you say that again? You sound almost like
Sounds of Scotia.
He does sound like
almost like a bit of Sean Connery in there.
Oh yeah,
Sean Connery.
Must be the
Sounds
age.
of Scotia.
Sounds of Scotia.
I could kill you with my thumb. So that's and so they Celtic. What is Scotia? What's Scotia music
Scotia
like?
music is a blend of the Celtic, definitely Celtic.
With a little bit of Viking. What do we got going on there?
No, a lot of fiddle music.
Oh.
A lot of fiddle music. And that's where you get the Cajun fiddle also, because they came from that part of Canada.
The French Arcadian
It's the
kind of
French Arcadians that came down and ended up in Louisiana with their bayou music.
What was the name of his program again?
Sounds of Scotia.
Sounds of Scotia.
Yep. Sounds of Scotia.
You just wanted to hear him say it again.
I did.
Sounds of Scotia.
What?
Excellent.
So
Well,
followed
we
by
really-
the polka party.
Yes. Bob Z.
That's a good Saturday lineup.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I am surprised at the variety of polka music that's out there. It's not just polka waltzes. It's not your grandmother's polka anymore.
No, it is, or your grandfather's polka.
That's
Times
true.
have changed.
Either one, yes. It's definitely different as you travel across the country. Different areas of the country will have different styles of polka.
Here's a question I don't think I know the answer to. Is the accordion an electric device?
It can be, or it can be acoustic.
What's the traditional kind of
because
sound?
I've seen online that they have like accordion tournaments where it's not a traditional accordion sound, but they have like almost techno sounds from the accordion. And I don't think Bob's a fan of this. 'Cause I had asked him about it, and
But a lot of
there you go.
new artists are looking for accordion players in order to produce that sound. And what has happened is there are no individuals, young people, taking accordion lessons like you would find in the 50s and 60s throughout the city of Worcester, especially in the Polish neighborhoods or the Italian neighborhoods. You would find
our departing chief development officer in the city.
That's right.
You would find at least on one floor in a 3-decker some child or children taking accordion lessons. And eventually those accordions ended up in closets somewhere. And I bet.
And so would they be like, hey, come down, we're going to
Go down?
As well as lead abatement, you got to go in
exactly
covered to